Welcome back to the film room. Today we are talking Bryan Cook, the safety out of Cincinnati, went to the Kansas City Chiefs in the second round, late in the second round. I want to say 61st overall, but I could be wrong about that. Today we're looking at his game in 2021 against South Florida. He definitely impressed me a lot in this game. Not a ton of plays. We're only going to look at 6 today from this game, as he was really just, playing his side of the field. This offense never really got going against Cincy, and he made a lot of good plays, though, in his limited time around the ball, and we're going to talk about all of those. So before we get into it, though, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it, and make sure to suggest more prospects down below, as well as let me know your thoughts on Bryan Cook, especially Chiefs fans. Let me know what you think of him and the draft picks we got. Other than him, a video on Karlaftis is already out, and a video on Sky Moore, spoiler alert, will be out very, very soon, and I'll get to Trent McDuffie eventually as well. So without any further ado, though, let's get into the breakdown. So here's our first play. There he is, lined up, outside at safety, and we're just going to see his closing speed, and he's going to just make a really good tackle downhill and run support. That's most of our plays today, I think, is him in run support, and this is technically a pass, but it's a short pass, same kind of skill set, but he's going to get outside, square up really well here, as this guy's going to try to make a move on him. He's not going to give up any ground and just make it a good tackle out of bounds. Love this play, and nothing too crazy, of course, but I like seeing his ability to tackle in open spaces. That was something the Chiefs were definitely missing at times last year at the safety position, and a run support safety who can come in from day one and make really good tackles is definitely something that the Chiefs could use. And I think he can fill that role pretty well and be a good, rotational guy at first, but, eventually he could obviously develop into a starter. Now, here's our next play. This is a really great play. This is a third down for USF pretty early in the game here, and you're just going to watch his reaction process. He sees the throw. He's, playing his zone up here. This is, I think this is a weird coverage. He's playing zone, but I think this might be cover 4, but this guy's playing like so high. I don't know. Odd coverage, but you're going to see him at the throw. He sees who this is going to right here, and he's going to get downhill. It's going to be kind of a short throw, and by the time he catches it, he's already downhill, and he's able to make a great tackle. There's the sticks right there at the 41-yard line, and he's going to make a great tackle and force a stop here on this big third down, and going to force him to a 4th and 1. Just great recognition, great hands there to tackle, and again, not get your ankles broken or anything here. Love this play. Again, just being aware we need more guys like that on defense, because again, after seeing a lot of Daniel Sorensen at times, it got a little frustrating seeing guys that weren't able to be in the right position, but Bryan Cook can definitely do that. Now here's another great play in run defense. There he is back there at safety. He dropped down every once in a while, but mainly, played his snaps at safety as a safety, but he's going to recognize this very quickly. You're going to see he sees the gap. He's right there, and he's going to get downhill and make the tackle as well as this guy, but, limits him to a 3, maybe 4-yard gain, and he just was right there. He was ready, and this one definitely really impressed me. He just, again, his instincts coming downhill are great, and I didn't really see him miss a tackle, I don't think, during this game. There's a lot of plays that he was there for, but other guys are just there, and he's making the play in support. As again, that's what you're supposed to do at safety. You don't want to put up a ton of stats at safety, so he didn't do that, and that means their defense was pretty good. Now here is going to be a good play in coverage, as they're going to be running a cornerback blitz here. I think this is Sauce Gardner going to come off the edge, and he's going to have to cover this boundary receiver, and I think he's going to do a very good job of it. Just keeping square, flipping his hips very well, very fluid in that motion right there, and going to be able to pick him up. Again, Sauce is going to get home, force a fumble. Great play by a guy who went top 4. I think he went to the Jets at 4, right? And again, love the play from Sauce, but this is a great job picking up this guy in coverage. I think he can cover pretty well. Didn't have any great just true coverage snaps in this game. This was about the closest I could get to finding one, but love this play. Great play from Sauce. Obviously, you can see his speed and his length, and he's a great player, but still good play from Bryan Cook. I like that I think is able to pick up boundary receivers, and they were comfortable with him doing so. Now here is going to be a end around that they're going to do. You can watch the backfield. They're going to give it to this guy. They're going to fake it to him rather, and then they're going to bring this receiver all the way down around and give it to him there. So Cook is up here. And you would think, he's going to see this flowing this way, but he can kind of just tell. He's staying home over on this side, and he's just ready for this play the whole time. Stays home in his gap on that edge, and then gets there to make a tackle for, I think, a loss. This is a first down, but there's the sticks right there. And, I think this is a great play. Love this recognition. And to just not be fooled. And, this is a weird one. This is a weird play that, I bet you wouldn't think they'd be expecting, but it looks like he studies his film. The whole defense is going after that. So if he's not home here, this guy probably gets blocked. And this is probably a very different play. This guy can go way more outside and get away from these interior guys here. But he's going to make a great tackle, wrap up well, and twist him to the ground, kind of doing that almost like the crocodile thing or the alligator thing where they, roll you around. That's not a one-to-one comparison, but I liked it. And then now here's our last play, another one just in run defense. He's just going to really fly down into the box here and get a nice shoestring tackle on this running back. Again, he's just making the play, and I guess this must be his gap in the run fit. They trust him to come downhill even from this 10-yard depth, and he's fast and he's explosive, especially downhill, and he's really good at tackling. And I think that's exactly what Kansas City needs on defense, is a guy who can just be really consistent and tackle and hopefully do a lot more. Again, this is a very limited sample size, and this is all I was able to access for Bryan Cook, but love this play and love this game. And now let's wrap it up. So Bryan Cook, as a second-round pick, I think was very good value. He's obviously a great athlete as well, and I think he's going to fit right into that Kansas City defense, and he's not going to have to start from day one. Justin Reed, they just signed to a big deal, and they still have Juan Thornhill, who's a second-round safety out of Virginia from a few years ago. I want to say 2018. That sounds about right. Who I really like, but with him entering either a contract year this year or next year, I think it's this year. I think this will be Juan's 4th year on the team. I think this is going to be a prime opportunity for them to evaluate what he can be, as well as, see what Bryan Cook can do. Because if Bryan Cook comes in and is already better than Juan Thornhill, even though, again, I love Juan Thornhill, hope he, stays with the team, hope he keeps improving. But if Juan Thornhill doesn't really show much growth this year and Bryan Cook shows all this promise, they can let Thornhill walk for, nothing, get the compensatory pick, and let Cook start and maybe have an even better starter. So I think this is great insurance at safety, a position that we don't have much depth in anyways now, especially that was exposed last year. We run a lot of 3 safety stuff. McDuffie can probably drop back and play some safety too. So we have a lot of versatility there now, especially this year, and then have more leverage in our contracts for the future. I think this is a pick more, not just for 2023 and 2024, still for 2022, but I think more for those later years and seeing what we can get out of, a good prospect who fell a little bit in the second round. So Chiefs fans, let me know what you think of the pick and what you think of the player. If you have any other good games, I can try to find of his tape, because I want to see more of him in coverage before I make, a final decision on him. But from the tape, I like him a lot. I think he's going to be a good fit in Kansas City, exactly what the Chiefs need. And I'm really excited for him to get in the building. Again, make sure to stay tuned for Sky Moore coming very soon, as he is so much fun to watch. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts on Bryan Cook